Welcome to Leone Friends. Welcome to Leone Friends D&D 5e, where I, your dungeon master Leon, take a bunch of engineer and aspiring engineer friends into the wonderful world of Dungeons and Dragons. Tonight's recap is coming to you from the party's rogue/ranger. It'll be Bliatov, played by Alex. So go ahead and take it away.
Last session started us on the boat right after our wyvern encounter. Nothing much really happened on the boat other than Osos praying every single day until he eventually makes a connection to his god. And he goes there not really understanding what's going on, but he walks around. He's a little confused, but eventually, after a lot of effort, he gets his holy symbol repaired. Needless to say, that was painful in more ways than one for the rest of us. Then Maximus, attempting to conquer his fear of ships, was running up and down the stairs, just wondering, and everyone passing by was wondering what the hell he's doing. And eventually, he manages to do it. That's right, he can go to the common area without shitting his pants this time. The rest of the ship just continued their normal lives until we finally made it to the shores of the continent where Wiham is. As we got off, everyone just got off, picked up the box, started walking. No one really realized what happened to Whiskey Jack, kind of just left him in the ship. And we're walking, we go into the forest. As we're traveling, we see a few dead animals. And we think that's weird, so we go around them. See another one. Think that's weird again, go around it, see a third one. Think it's weird, but decide to stay in one spot because going around them worked too well, apparently. And a monster was roaming around around the dead body. Bliatov somehow failed his stealth check horrendously, even with his +9, and was spotted by the monster. The monster immediately charged, and we went into a fight. After making the monster angry, we had to kill it, and thus came a few other non-monsters. A human came and was as angry as the monster.
He's angry.
He starts cutting up the monster in hopes that something happens, while the rest of the party either helps him or tries to inform Bliatov of their situation. Some kind of hunters guild in the city of Wiham. Bliatov agrees to fix the error that we did by killing the giant monster that we don't know what it is. And we start walking to Wiham, now with two objectives, one being the box and the other being the guild. Hunter's Pride, I think it was called. Yeah.
Yep, Hunter's Pride. So after, in total, roughly about 10 hours worth of traveling, you guys eventually travel. So, by the way, give yourself inspiration. So after, again, 10 hours worth of traveling from the boat to Wiham, eventually the forest begins to become a little bit more clear, less trees around, and suddenly you guys see the outer walls and the outer structures of the city of Wiham. So you guys right over here.
Hey there.
So let's grab some music and get this going.
Can we get that bird forest music back?
Oh, who that?
So.
Oh, who this?
Why, who this?
Who's who?
Who's what?
Who this? That.
Oh, wait, do you guys see something that you're not supposed to see?
Yeah.
No, we were exactly supposed to see it.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
What do you guys see?
A woman, or I don't know, it's like an elf. I was trying to guess what it is.
It's a white-haired
there you go.
wizard.
We're good.
It's a wilf, a wizard I'd like to fuck.
Okay, anyways.
I see it, it's right here now.
Stop.
Oh shit, you're right, it's right there. It's really small.
Okay. So there you go. So you guys are approaching the city. It's starting to so when you guys left the ship, it was relatively early morning, and now the sun has definitely, it's like at the very tip of the horizon. You guys see a little lump of the sun over the horizon. The sky is dominated by this mixture of a warm orange kind of like corona around the sun, the rest being a mixture of blue, purple, indigo, and it's approaching nighttime. And you guys are here in the city of, well, rather the outskirts of the city of Wiham. You guys are currently approaching. What would you guys like to do?
I'll walk in.
You guys are about roughly about like a mile away. Not that far. Not that far though.
Let's go with this.
The area was known to be like bad, right? How does this area look?
Oh,
Or like outskirts of it.
So essentially this area again is another clearing. There's not a lot of, shrubbery, fauna to hide anything, so you could pretty much see it's pretty much like in the picture in the top right, except a little bit more nighttime-ish.
So no humans or anybody.
There's
like
a little bit of life, but it's like further down around the walls.
Okay.
Walk in.
Yeah, we walk in.
Okay, so you guys take the next I'd say about maybe 30 minutes to walk the distance from where you guys are to the outer walls of the city. As you guys approach, there are like a few scattered like farmlands to the side. On the outskirts of the walls, there are a few buildings here and there. Since it's approaching nighttime, there have been several those lampposts with like burning whatchamahoots, like burning candles in these lampposts. Relatively on the outskirts, it seems relatively sleepy. And as you guys approach, the walls of the city grow larger, more prominent. And as you guys approach the southern entrance of Wiham, there is 2 large wooden doors with several metallic trims. You guys notice that there are some guards pacing around. And as you guys approach this southern gate, a guard halts you guys.
We still have the box, right?
Oh, who goes there?
Yes, you guys have the box. Yes, indeed. As you guys approach, one of the guards halts you guys and kind of looks at the party, looks at his buddy to his left, and looks at the party once again. State your business, travelers. And he looks at you guys kind of like wary.
I gesture.
I
Lady
state the
Lionheart.
business.
Lady Lionheart at this moment travels and circumnavigates you guys. She was like relatively in the center of the party. She circumnavigates around you guys, finding herself at the front, and about like 5 minutes worth of conversation is exchanged between her and the guard. She briefly talks to the guard regarding the Temple of Platinum, the Order of Bahamut, and doesn't really mention the horn per se, but she gestures toward you guys. See her like gesture towards the box and looks back towards the guards, and they exchange a few remarks. And suddenly, one of the guards yells out, and slowly the gate begins to open. As the gate begins to open, Lady Lionheart gives you guys a bit of a smile and kind of like gestures inwards as she walks in.
I walk in.
We go in. Yeah.
Alright, so you guys go in, and now definitely the sun has set. It is definitely nighttime. You guys walk in, and as you guys walk down the street, the first thing, all of you give me a perception check.
Perception.
20.
26, 22, 16, 19. Wow, you guys rolled pretty damn hot. Arithmia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perception.
Oh,
Are you?
okay. No.
Yes.
Yes,
No, I actually got out. I actually just back. I need one, that's why.
Give me a perception check.
Alright.
Are you? No, I'm not. I'm totally not playing Metal Gear Solid.
Natural 20. The first thing that you guys notice as you guys walk in, it may be nighttime, but the road that you guys are walking, there's structures to your left and right. And again, it's nighttime, relatively sleepy. There are a few guards pacing around. The thing that you guys notice is that this road serves as a divider between these two sections of this city, and there is a very stark contrast between what's on the party's left and what's on the party's right. On the party's left, the structures exude like this this aura of wisdom, knowledge. The structure itself are very cleanly done and very there's this kind of feeling of this wizened ancient kind of feeling. And to the right, in contrast to that, the buildings have a more darker tone, a bit more not run down per se, but a little older than the left side. And the tones, the colors, the palettes of the right contrast the ones on the left in that it is of a darker tone. So you guys are walking down this road, and there are some guards walking around with torches out. It's nighttime, so the traffic here is relatively light, and you guys are walking northward.
Would you say the left side of the road is more towards the center of town, and the right is more towards the outskirts, or is it just like this town split dead center?
It's like it's essentially why you guys are walking. It's pretty much split. This road splits these two divisions. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So as you guys are walking down the main road, would anyone like to do anything?
Nothing.
Not really.
I take that as a no. As you guys are walking down the road, about, I would say, another 30 minutes pass, and a couple guards are eyeing you guys, and nothing really. They don't really stop you guys. Seeing Lady Lionheart at the front of the helm of this party, you guys eventually slowly make your way up northward, eventually reaching a very large structure. Very this one kind of contrasts with the other structures in the city. What you guys come up to is a marbled dome. It seems like very large in the center of this city. As you guys approach, there are two very heavily armored characters at the front. After like a short set of stairs leading up to this dome, I would say the southeastern portion of this dome has like a flat face, and on that flat face, several carvings, several depictions of something. Give me a history check, Maximus.
Scrap, where's history? Oh, there it is.
History check 16. What you see on the front end of, or the flat end of this dome, several depictions of what appear to be dragons kind of like curling in, and some of them you recognize, some of them you don't, but the two that you do recognize is Bahamut and Tiamat.
Okay.
Again, they're like carved into the marble face of this flat side of the dome, and in the center of this flat face is two doors of the same material with the similar carvings and several depictions of what looks to be somewhat of a conflict. Again, at the very like, so there's like a set of stairs, there's the door, and in front of the door, two very heavily armored characters.
Alright, so I'm just gonna say to the party, hey guys, I think we're here.
Lady Lionheart looks at you. Yes, indeed, this is the Temple of Platinum, and she takes a look up at the temple, which is very, very large. Almost kind of dominates this center area of the town, and against the night sky, this like white marble structure, this dome structure, probably would look nicer in the daytime, but even it being nighttime, it looks magnificent. So you guys are at the bottom of the staircase that leads up towards this Temple of Platinum. What would you guys like to do?
Are we just heading up?
Sure.
Well,
You
we
guys
should
head up.
probably ask the guards if we can even enter and stuff.
What are the guards? I thought the guards were at the top of the.
So
stairs.
again, you guys are at the ground level. There's stairs that lead up.
Oh.
And then after the stairs is like a short little platform with 2 guards on it. Behind the 2 guards is the flat face of the dome, and of course that flat face connects to the rest of the dome.
From this distance, can we tell what the guards are?
They're wearing very heavy armor and helmets. You could tell they're of a humanoid, persuasion, but from this distance, can't really tell.
Okay.
So, what'd you guys like to do?
Walk up.
Well, yeah.
Sure. You guys walk up with the box in tow. Who's carrying the box, by the way?
Not me.
Oh, I am for one.
Wasn't it Crush and
Crush
Magnus?
and who?
Magnus?
Okay, sure. Crush
Wasn't
and
it Crush and
Magnus.
Magnus?
Sure.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
So-
I wouldn't
Crush and Magnus.
With the box being carried in tow,
Because
with the box being carried in tow, you guys make your way up the small flight of stairs, and there the 2 guards, as you guys approach, immediately in each of their hands, in one hand on the right, the heavily armored character has a pole arm in his right hand. The one on the left, your left, has a pole arm in his left, and as you guys walk up the stairs, they cross their halberds as if a gesture to deny you guys entrance.
Yeah, they cross poles.
Without saying a word, they just cross their pole arms in a not a very welcoming gesture.
I look at Lady Lionheart again.
Lady Lionheart kind of reciprocates your look, kind of nods, and departs from the party and begins speaking very briefly to these 2 guards. And same as before, they exchange remarks. She kind of points to the box every now and then. The 2 guards look at each other, and a moment passes, and one of them nods ever so slightly, and they return their pole arms together, and they kind of like step to the side a bit, as suddenly you guys hear the rumbling of stone, and slowly one of the doors just ever so slightly opens. It becomes slightly ajar for you guys to pass. Again, Lady Lionheart looks back at the party, kind of nods, and heads inside.
I follow.
Same.
Let's go.
Okay, so you guys walk in, and you guys are now inside the Temple of Platinum. Outside was a relatively a very marbled kind of looking dome, but as you guys enter from the inside, you guys notice that at the very top of the dome is an opening where a bit of light from the moon begins to pour in from the top. And Maximus, make another history check.
I'm not good at these.
9.
That's the point.
You look
Oh, I
up.
went backwards.
Those of you look up, and you guys notice, similar to the flat face of the dome, is another depiction of a bunch of dragons. There's some humanoids alongside some dragons, and there are a couple dragonborns painted up above on like a mural, essentially. Kind of like the Sistine Chapel, I guess. But instead of, the Sistine Chapel's painting, instead you guys see kind of like a yin and yang of 2 dragons swirling in a conflict up above. Maximus, even with your 9, your relatively low score, you do know that these 2 swirling dragons in like a yin yang formation is
Are
Bahamut
Bahamut
and Tiamat, exactly. Before you're not sure exactly what this is up above you, but you do know it is the conflict, the everlasting conflict between Bahamut and Tiamat. And as you guys enter, so that was the ceiling. On the floor, relatively marbled floor with several accents of this kind of like light silvered steel. To the right hand side of you guys is a staircase that is kind of flush in the shape of this dome, as in it goes down in a kind of like circular path. Other than that, there's several statues on the side of the dome. depicting what appears to be several different like dragonborns. There are several humans. You guys aren't sure who they are per se, but at the end of this dome is one character, a dragonborn, robed in very light kind of white robes with several metallic trims, and you guys see him up against one side of the dome, this very large dome, and he has his hands clasped in front of him, kind of draped in front of him, looking at the party, waiting expectantly.
Can I whisper into Magnus's ear to be a bit on guard? I'll explain why later, but yeah.
I heed the advice by my dragonborn brethren, and I, what's it called? What's it called when you arm an action?
Ready?
Yeah, I ready.
You've only been playing for like a year. Come on, dude.
I slipped my mind. That's all.
So, you heed Maximus's advice. Is there anything the party would like to do at this moment?
Not really.
Well, Lady Violet's here. Not bad. Lionheart should go talk to him.
She's kind of like looking around at you guys, kind of astonished. Probably her first time here in the Temple of Platinum, and you tell her to do so, and she kind of looks at you and nods, and she begins to make her way headlong towards the Dragonborn on the other side of this very large dome. Yeah.
Leon, can I ask, are there like pews and things like that here too?
No.
No. Okay.
Hey.
So, Lady Lionheart is beginning to make her way across this dome towards the other Dragonborn character on the other side of the room. As you look for pews, Maximus, you do notice there are several like cushions that are kind of like around in like a semicircle formation around the Dragonborn character. You get the feeling that instead of like sitting in pews, they kneel on the ground perhaps, or sit on the ground or something. So, Lady Lionheart's moving. What would you guys like to do at this moment? Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
I think just follow her.
Okay, so you guys do follow her, and eventually you guys get closer and closer to this Dragonborn character. What you guys see is this.
Wow.
Dragonborn character draped in this kind of light robe, again with metallic trims. Maximus and Magnus, you guys would know that this fellow is what appears to be, let me pull up the notes, make sure.
It says Pack.
His name is Pac.
Go. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Oh, someone has to die.
So you guys would know that this this dragon before you guys is a metallic dragon, a silver dragon.
Okay, I literally was about to ask
Well,
that.
not dragon, dragonborn. As you guys do approach, Lady Lionheart eventually makes her way towards this character, and as she makes it about like 10 feet from the character, she begins to kneel on the floor, almost in like a kind of like how you would greet the king back in Alded, or the emperor rather.
And I follow the same. Yeah, I follow the same.
So you guys all do the same, kneeling before the character, and the character, the dragonborn, the silver scale dragonborn character, kind of nods towards the party, and with one hand does like a rising gesture with his right hand. My children, please, as he kind of gestures you guys to stand.
Just stand up.
Yep, same.
So, as you guys do stand, Lady Lionheart speaks up. Yes, we are from the city of Alden, and we bring with us, and she kind of gestures towards the box, the artifact that we talked about briefly, and you see her again gesture towards the box. At this moment, the Dragonborn character nods, and he kind of like spreads his hands out kind of openly towards you guys. I thank you for your service, and kind of gives another bow. Would anyone like to do anything at this point?
So, can I assume that the package has been successfully delivered?
It's there in front of him.
Okay.
So where is this? It though? Are we bringing this somewhere else?
Are you asking that?
Yes.
As you say that, the character in front of you kind of nods. We will have some of our acolytes take care of this package of yours. And as he says that, he lifts one arm, and suddenly, from the staircase off to the side, two acolytes appear who are draped in not as nice and prestigious of robes that he's wearing, but robes nonetheless. And they kind of like shuffle up to the party, and they kind of like they walk up to the box who Magnus and Crush is carrying. And they kind of like stand there waiting, expecting.
Crush, Magnus, you there?
Yeah. What do we do? I guess we gave him the box, or
Are you putting it down? To give
Yeah.
it to them?
I would have assumed that's what we did when we walked in.
Okay, sure.
So,
So Crush and Magnus, you guys put down the box, and as you guys do, these two acolytes, not as strong as you guys, not as big. You guys see them kind of struggle for a bit, but they do take the box successfully. And a moment passes, and eventually they do take the box and go back to the back end of the dome and go down the staircase that they came out of, and the box has been delivered.
Yay! Where's our mission completion next week?
Mission complete. Unfortunately, there is none.
You get a point.
I think at this moment the silver skin dragonborn speaks up. I thank you for your service. It is good to see that there are good people in this world who are willing to protect this world of ours from artifacts of evil like the one that you all brought here. Would anyone like to say anything or do anything?
What?
Awkward silence pierces the room.
I just said,
Oh, so you're the religious one right here.
yeah.
Like, we appreciate. We're just glad to know that there is somewhere that we can safely keep these evil artifacts and out of harm's way.
And at this moment, Lady Lionheart kind of nods. We hope that you will keep these artifacts like ours safely in your possession, correct? And at that point, the Dragonborn nods. Yes, of course. And he begins to walk and pace in front of you guys. And if you have not ever been here, this is the Temple of Platinum, where I and amongst others reside. Those who belong within the Order of Bahamut. And he kind of gestures up to the mural on the ceiling. Before you can see the conflict that is spawned between Bahamut and Tiamat. Two forces, one of good and one of evil. And you lot, those of you who brought the package here, consider yourselves honorary members of the Order of Platinum, or rather the Order of Bahamut.
We are very much honored.
And at that moment he nods.
Sir, can I? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Right, I'm eating. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sir, can I ask you a slightly random question?
Of course, my child. And at this moment he turns to you, and his hands in front, like clasped in front of him, waiting.
You said his hands clasped in front of him?
Clasped in front of him.
Okay. It's strange to see a temple like this far to the west. Well, how did this come to be?
I understand your concern, and as you may know, Dragonborns are relatively rare around these parts, and I understand. However, Dragonborns like I came here from a long time ago to settle and find a place of our own for worship towards our god Bahamut.
So you wouldn't have any communications with the homeland or anything of that nature?
No. We have long severed that contact with them. We don't necessarily agree with their ways back home, so we have made this place our home.
Respectable.
Is there anything else that I may... Yes?
Yes. So as I am a devotean of Baron our True Silver, the goddess of life, and since this is the holy city of religions, I was wondering if you know if there's any temples around that serves True Silver.
Here in the city of Wiham, there is a temple for every deity you can think of. You must find it of your own accord, however. The city is split. If you haven't noticed on your way here, the city is split into 4 corners, if you will. One devoted to life, the others devoted to war, the other devoted to knowledge, and the final one devoted to death. If you wish, you may attempt to find a temple devoted to your goddess, and he kind of gestures towards you, Osas. Perhaps you may try in the Morningside, perhaps.
Morningside would be...
Morningside is the district here in Wiham, devoted to a god by the name of Lathander.
Okay, Lathander. Okay. Would it be like map-wise? I'm out of character. I'm asking, like, would it be on the northeast or northwest side?
If you're looking for Lathander's district, you will head to the district to the northwest.
Northwest Lathander. Okay, got it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
It is my honor to serve you all. Is there anything else I may do for you all?
Would you happen to know where the Hunter's Pride is?
Oh, the Hunter's Pride. If you're looking for the Hunter's Pride, it's merely north of here. Just follow the road. Look for a building with the symbol of a dagger in between 2 dragons.
Okay, thank you.
Now, my children, is there anything else I may assist you all with?
What's your name?
My name, Nibiru.
Nibiru.
You may call me Father Nibiru.
Fuck, where's my sheet notes? Fuck.
I am
so close to being yours.
I am the head of the flock here. And he kind of like gestures around. I am the leader. I am the one who guides those who belong to the Order of Bahamut. I teach the way of Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon, our savior.
It's called Order of the Bahamut or
Order of Bahamut within the Temple of Platinum.
Within a Temple of Platinum. Do you have a last name, Nibiru?
One second, I gotta go to the bathroom. I drank so much water. Give me one second, guys.
Nibiru, I gotta go to the bathroom. Okay.
Just pee your robes.
What's up? Well, that's recorded.
Yep.
What's it called?
Alright, so what should we do? Think now while he's gone.
As this is recorded.
We gotta find a place to stay, right?
Yeah, we need a place to stay. I need to go to Hunter's Pride in the morning, probably because it's nighttime now.
Yeah.
Do you think
And
they'd be able
also-
to give us all like one of those fancy rooms?
No.
Not the fancy one.
Yo.
They might give us their like dirty laundry or something.
They're just gonna
Okay. Was
just rip a drape off.
You think we could be able to pull our idea off to the
No. There's no way in this town.
no way in this town? I see. Oh yeah.
All right, I'm back. So Magnus, as you acquiesce for Nibiru's last surname, he looks at you with a smile and responds, "My surname given to me was Silverfang, but that was a long time ago in a land full of warriors.
Can I run a history check, see if I recognize that name?
Sure, go ahead.
That one.
3. You take a moment to think back of where you came from, to see if you can remember if the surname Silverfang means anything. You take a moment and the gears in your head are churning, and unfortunately you come up with nothing.
Cool.
Okay? I don't know why, but this thing stopped playing. Okay, let me just... 1 second. Oh. Alright, there you go. So, as you guys are currently standing in the Temple of Platinum in front of Nibiru, and he looks at the party. Is there anything else I may do for you all?
In Draconic, I want to ask if this temple's open at all times to like do prayers and whatnot.
You ask in Draconic, and he looks at you and responds back in Draconic. He says that the temple's primarily for those within the order of Bahamut, but they are more than happy to accommodate anyone who wishes to become a follower of Bahamut, to learn Bahamut's teachings and ways.
Alright, thank you for the information in Draconic.
And he nods and gives you a bit of a smile. Now, is there anything else I may teach you all, or is there any other information I can relinquish onto you all?
Sorry, I kind of stepped out for a bit, but I don't know if we asked like if there's any. Would this be the right person to ask about like where people can stay who come from outside of the town?
Well, maybe we can ask.
Oh, lodging. Yeah. Are you asking for lodging?
Yeah. Like,
you
is there any...
You ask for lodging, and Nibiru kind of like gestures. As honorary members within the Order of Platinum, you may stay here, free of charge, of course.
In my head, I say woo.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
It is my pleasure. I should be the one thanking you all for bringing back our stolen artifact.
The
This
pleasure's ours,
artifact
sir.
was stolen?
Excuse me? Go ahead.
This artifact was stolen?
Yes, indeed. It was stolen about... And he takes a moment. You see Nibiru kind of like take his dragonborn hands and kind of like... he's like kind of rubbing the underside of his snout, his chin, I guess. It was taken about a month or 2 ago, perhaps.
Do you know by who?
We investigated, and unfortunately we came up with nothing.
Does the name Vorkolf mean anything to you?
Vorkolf. He thinks for a moment, again his hand underneath his snout, and he begins shaking his head. Unfortunately, no. And the moment you say Vorkolf, Lady Lionheart kind of gives you, kind of exchanges looks with you.
Shut the fuck up.
Unfortunately, Vorkolf does not ring any bells. However, we have been looking into the matter, and unfortunately we have come up with nothing.
I see.
Well, just for clarification's sake, was that look like Maximus is autistic? So
Now, give me an insight check to see if you can interpret what the look. A 16. It's that look, like don't.
Oh, okay.
That kind of look.
Don't.
Probably you get the feeling that perhaps spreading Vorkolf's name isn't the best. Might not be a good idea to be spreading such a powerful evil creature's name like that. At that moment, Nibiru kind of looks at the party. Is there perhaps anything else?
Actually, sorry. No, I have no question.
It is, and he looks up to the top of the dome, which reveals like a little bit of the sky. It is getting relatively late. If you wish, you may sleep here. I have no problems. I believe the acolytes will have no problems with it either. You've done a great service to our temple, and we are forever grateful.
All right. Thank you very much.
Now, if that is all, I'll be heading to my own quarters. And he gives a bit of a bow to the party.
I only have nickels.
So which way is our quarters?
So
Yeah.
there was only one staircase that led downwards. It was the one that was flush along. Actually, I'm sorry. There's two. So at the entrance of the dome, there's one staircase on the right that heads downwards, and there's another one that's kind of like symmetric to it on the left-hand side. As you ask that Blitov, he kind of gestures to the one that's currently on your. If you look back, it's on your right at the entrance's left.
Okay. So tomorrow.
Okay. So what would you guys like to do at this moment?
Sleep maybe.
Okay. So you guys retire for the night.
Can
Go ahead.
is everyone going to sleep?
Sure.
No.
Yeah, I guess.
Why?
Well, because if you're all going to sleep, I'm going to do something. So.
Sure. So the majority of the party, you guys go down the left staircase that was pointed out by Nibiru. When you guys get there, the acolytes around who wear kind of similar to Nibiru's robe, a little bit more simplistic, not as prestigious as him. They eventually get you guys sorted into your own rooms for the night. Maximus, what would you like to do?
So I'll just let the party know I'm going to catch up in a few minutes, and I'm going to go up to one of the statues of Bahamut.
Sure.
And like someone who hasn't been to a church or religious service since they were a child, I'm going to do my best to remember what the hell I'm supposed to do.
Sure. As Nibiru retires and the rest of the party retires, behind Nibiru, set against the dome, is a very, very large sculpture of Bahamut, looking very powerful and very magnificent. You notice that the sculpture itself is made of the same kind of like marble, like stone-like material that the entire dome is made out of. So go ahead and roll. So you want to go try to pick out some history, I guess?
So I'm trying to. I probably don't remember how to do this. I'm just trying to do some like prayers, but like the proper way.
Sure.
But this would not be something I would have done since I was like.
Give me a religion check with disadvantage. An 8. You attempt to remember and replicate the things that you did when you were younger back home, in front of this large altar to Bahamut, essentially. With an 8, you try your best. You're not sure if you're doing it right. You feel like you're probably not doing it right, but you try your best. And as you finish your prayer, you look back up to the magnificent statue of the dragon deity Bahamut, the platinum dragon. So, is there anything else you would like to do?
No, that'll be all. So I'll finish up my prayers and head off to bed.
Okay, you finish up your prayers, and you attempt to go to your quarter for the night, as given to you by Nibiru. Eventually, one of the acolytes does assist you. Looks familiar. Maybe it was one of the acolytes who brought back the box. But eventually, you guys all get sorted out, and you guys spend the night here at the Temple of Platinum. So, if you guys aren't, fully healed or anything, you guys long rest, get all your stuff back.
Are these acolytes also dragonborn, or are they like a mix of?
No. Some of them are dragonborn. Like I said before, dragonborns are relatively rare. So like a small majority of them are dragonborn. The rest are like humans, elves, like a mixture of the humanoid races.
Do any of them try to do that like white guy seeing a black guy kind of like try to mimic that stuff, like try to do that handshake with me and stuff like that?
No.
All right.
What is up, my nigga?
For the most part, it is a temple, and the aura that you get here is very respectful, very very what's the word I'm looking for? It's very proper, I guess.
Okay.
Alright. Okay. So you guys spend the night here at the Temple of Platinum, and eventually you guys do rouse from your sleep to a bright, sunshiny day here in Wiham. What would you guys like to do as you guys wake up in your quarters?
I
Can
try
we go
to.
find breakfast?
Yes. And my second objective after that would be to ask around the acolytes to see if they know where the temple of what's it called? True Silver is.
Sure.
Which is kind of like a side thing.
You attempt to ask around. Give me an investigation check.
Uh-oh. In
7. You attempt to ask around the acolytes who are currently prepping what appears to be breakfast. They're like gathering like dried fruits, dried meats. So the temple area up above, where you guys spoke to Nibiru, there's like a gathering of acolytes there. Some of them are doing chores. You guys notice that some of them are like kind of sitting on the ground, like Indian style, and eating.
okay.
You ask around to see if anyone knows exactly where the location of a true silver temple is, and with investigation of 7, you don't really find anyone. They all kind of look at each other and they shake their heads, and unfortunately they don't seem to know where. So perhaps either you look for the temple yourself, or maybe continue asking around, perhaps. So, what would you guys like to do at this moment?
Do we have breakfast?
Yeah.
As you guys make your way up to the topmost area of the temple, there's currently some wooden tables set out, and there's like several like assortments of food, and there's like empty plates, like stack of empty plates. If you guys would like to get breakfast, there is breakfast.
Time for me to dig in.
Sorry, no, they don't use tables. They, there's like a rolled out like kind of rug kind of thing going on with several different foods on it.
I shadow step to the plates.
You try to shadow step. It is morning.
Damn it. It'll be like dark as hell, like
at the very top of the dome, there's one large circular opening, and around that circular opening are several smaller openings that pour and filter in light that's coming from the sky. I said there was an opening.
You're right, I forgot about that.
Mad Burke.
So I'm guessing that you guys all get breakfast, get your assortment of foods. It's kind of strange eating in this style. Eating on sitting on the floor.
I had no table. I used to eat on the floor, bro.
Yeah, so you guys are rough-hardened adventurers though. So
food, man? You already have your food, don't you have that meat from the pit?
You're right. Can I ask one of the I guess followers?
I'm gonna start looking for that hunter's pride while he does that.
Sure, Bleetov, you finish down your meal real quick.
But first, I ask Magnus if he wants to come along.
Yes, I want to come along.
Alright, so you guys notice after scarfing down their meals essentially, which is an assortment of dried foods, dried meats, there's like a loaf of bread. Eventually, the duo of Bleetov and Magnus exit from the large temple doors, which are now like wide open. Eventually the two leave from the temple. Is there anything else anyone would like to do?
I mean, aside from me asking a follower, like, that use their, their kitchen, I guess, to cook this meat.
What's up?
I was gonna ask one of the followers to, see if I could borrow their kitchen to cook the meat that I still have in my
Give me a persuasion check. As you ask one of the followers if they could use their chicken kitchen, you kind of this acolyte kind of recoils, kind of flustered looking at you.
Pretty, please.
Persuasion check of 14.
What?
He kind of looks at you strangely, and look in the distance. You guys see Nibiru. It's currently, what day is it actually? One second. Let me look up the calendar real quick. Oh, perfect. Yeah. So you guys see Nibiru at the very end by the altar, and you see him kind of like pacing back and forth, and he's reading from parchment. The acolyte that you're speaking to kind of looks at Nibiru, looks at you. Well, if you guys are honorary members of the order, so I don't see why not. And this acolyte eventually leads you to their kitchen, which is underneath the domed, the topmost floor essentially. So you're led into a kitchen, a homely kitchen, nonetheless a kitchen.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Please try not to make too much of a mess.
Don't worry. I'll clean up after I'm done.
Kind of gives you a wary look and just slowly exit the area. You are now in a kitchen. There are several other acolytes here who are currently, cleaning, cooking, just doing, kitchen duties. Is there anything else the party would like to do at this moment?
Any chance would it be valid if I give it a shot again to see if anybody would know? Or is it the same group of people?
It's relatively unchanged.
Okay, never mind.
Alright, so is there anything else? So since you guys know where the Temple of Platinum is, so 1 second. Right here. Okay.
Damn, dead center.
Okay. So, is there anything else the party would like to do?
I mean, I guess, would Osas know? How many people would know about the Hunter's Mark?
Hunter's Mark?
No, Hunter's Mark.
Like the spell, or
No. The organization that we're supposed to go and talk to.
You meant Hunter's Pride.
Hunter's Pride.
Hunter's Pride, sorry.
Well, Nibiru was able to tell you where the location was.
Oh, so everybody knows and okay. So yeah, I guess we wanna go there.
Sure. You're gonna head out to. So Bleatov and Magnus started heading for the Hunter's Pride.
Oh, they already left. Sorry. If that's the case, can I just walk around and see if I can find my temple if nothing else to do?
Sure. So 1 second, let me grab everyone.
So I tell whoever's left in that group, it's just like I'm just gonna head out and see if I can find a temple that's related to my religion. Just to visit.
Okay, sure. You begin to exit from the Temple of Platinum with the doors wide open before you. Outside, a relatively cold climate, but weather's not that bad, other than from the temperature. So you're gonna go ahead and look for a temple that's for True Silver. Give me an investigation check.
Sorry, give me 1 second.
With a 3, you take the next couple of hours just asking around, looking. It's a relatively big city, very easy to get lost in here. So you do walk around Lathander's district or the Morningside, asking around. Unfortunately, it seems like no one knows who True Silver is to begin with a 3.
Damn.
Okay, so that's you. You're gonna take the next few hours looking for this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? Would anyone else like to do anything?
Well, I'm going for Hunter's Pride.
Okay. Arithmai, what are you doing? You're currently in the kitchen. Kenny?
Oh, I'm muting my mic. Yeah, I told you I was gonna start cooking.
Give me a...
How will you do this?
Give me a survival check, I guess?
I better not fail this. I have a +6 on this shit.
Or what would be a good... I think
survival would be it.
I think survival would be good. With a 20, you do use their kitchen. Not the best kitchen in the world, but it has the basics. With a 20, you do manage. What are you trying to do again?
Cook up the meats.
Alright, yeah, you do a very basic kind of. It's not exactly like 5-star restaurant level, but it's passable, I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess you have 3 cooked, mysterious meat, I guess.
No, well, they are mysterious. We never actually found that one.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So Maximus, would you like to do anything?
Two things. One, in my notes auto-corrected, so what's the guy's name again?
Nibiru.
Nibiru.
Nibiru Silverfang.
Yeah, it auto-corrected to Navier.
So
Alright.
let me.
And, oh, sorry. What are you gonna do?
Oh, oops. 1 second. Nibiru Silverfang, like so.
Alright, thanks. And I'm just gonna ask him if he can tell me more about the history of this place, because I haven't really heard of anything of where Dragonborns like migrated this way.
So you attempt to walk up to Nibiru, who's currently kind of pacing around by the altar. You go up to him and attempt to request for more information on this temple. He looks at you. Oh, my child. I do apologize, but we are attempting to begin mass. So if you would come perhaps afterwards, maybe we could talk.
Okay. Is it okay if I sit in on mass?
You are more than welcome, my child.
So I'm just gonna sit in on that then for the next however many hours that is.
Sure. Is there anything else anyone would like to do?
Am I still looking?
No, you're gonna spend the next few hours. Ooh, unfortunately, you got a 3, so you're gonna spend the next couple hours just kind of wandering aimlessly.
Okay.
So for Crush, do you want to do anything?
Is there anything that I can do in this?
It's the only limitation is your imagination.
I guess I'll go outside and take a walk around. Like how big?
Pretty
is the
big
area
city.
we're in
Pretty
now?
big city.
I guess I'll go outside and take a walk around, but stay close to
Join me.
what would be the center now.
Okay. So you spend the next few minutes, hours, who knows, just wandering outside the plaza. That's right outside the Temple of Platinum. You notice there's several people who are entering the temple, who are wearing, relatively similar palettes to that of Nibiru and his acolytes. They begin to kind of sidle past you, and they begin to sit at the altar on the cushions. And Maximus is actually one of them, sitting in on the mass. But you do spend the next couple moments just walking around the plaza, I guess. So let's swap back to Magnus and Bleotov. You guys are walking up northward towards Hunter's Pride. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Fuck, where's my shit?
Regan, are you here?
I think we can still.
Yes.
Alright, wonderful.
Hey,
10,
can't see
23.
dick.
Magnus, you and Bleotov are walking up northward on this city street, and similar to how you came in through the south, you guys notice that the portion of the city to your left has very stark contrast to the portion of the city on your right. To the left is has a very warm palette, very inviting. To the right has more of an aura of strength, power. The structures themselves are like fortified a bit, and it's like these buildings are like meant to last. Eventually you guys do walk northward, and Magnus, a little distracted with the thoroughfare and the buildings around with a 10, doesn't notice the building that has a banner on the outside that has the mark similar to that described by Nibiru. Bleotop with his 23, you do notice.
Okay. I head inside.
Alright, so firstly, you guys discover this location, so here you go. So this is the banner that you do see on the that's like attached essentially to the building, this stone building on the right hand side of this road.
Man, did you change the banner from last session?
No.
Because when he told me a beast with an arrow.
Maybe. So, You do walk into the stone structure that belongs to the right-hand side of the city, and as you enter, you are greeted with what appears to be an elven character. 1 second. So as you walk in, the first thing that you see is a counter. Sitting at the counter is a character, a female elf with messy white hair and bright blue eyes. She's kind of like leaning on the counter, looking a little bored. Kind of just, there, really. Behind her is a shelf with like books and several like parchments. There's like an inkwell here and there. Other than that, it appears you're in the kind of like the front waiting room area like thing, I guess.
Do I see other people, or is it just the person behind the counter?
So in this area there is several like tables and chairs to sit at. There is one character who's currently sitting, kind of like leaning on the chair. 1 second. You see that the character who's currently sitting at the table looks kind of bored as well, almost as bored as this front desk person. It appears to be a short man with a black hair and white skin. The first thing you notice, his face has a couple tattoos on him in the form of waves, and yeah, that's about it. But yeah, so in this room, front desk, there's a female elf at the front desk. There's to the left and right of you are a few tables and chairs. One of them is being used by a person.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to the front desk.
Okay, you walk up to the front desk. This person in front of you, very, very bored, just like her elbows resting on the counter. You see her, as you get closer, you notice that she's currently playing with a feather inside of an inkwell, just like making it rotate inside. Doesn't even make eye contact with you guys. Looks very bored, and she just says, "Welcome to the Hunter's Pride."
Oh, I'm asking about a group. I think their name is Brass Lion Tooth.
Oh, right. As you say that, she kind of stops twirling the feather inside the inkwell and looks at the both of you. What about the Brass Lion's Tooth?
We ran into a problem where we took their quarry.
Oh, you're the two that did that? Just the two of you? And she kind of like
There were
reclines
more,
into.
There was more to our party, but they have other matters that they have to attend to.
Right. Just give me one moment. And she kind of like pushes back away from the counter, gets up, and walks into one of the doors that's behind her. A moment passes. Regan, you there?
Yes, I am.
You are currently in the scene.
All right. I want to chuckle at the side of them losing their quarry, the quarry to them. At the sound.
So as you guys wait for the female elf to reappear, you guys hear a laughter, or a bit of laughter, from the character who's sitting in the corner of the room.
I ignore it.
Ignore it.
Did those four really lose their hunt to you guys?
I ignore it.
Stonewalling.
Listen, every ball crumbles someday, right?
Well, they left their bait all over the place. They couldn't keep track of it.
Was it a strong creature?
Yeah, it was pretty weak in my opinion.
It's even more funny in my opinion.
At this point, the female elf reappears, and she looks at you. This time, so when you guys first met her, she had a very bored expression, but now she has a very serious one. she looks at the two of you. The mistress would like to speak to you, the two of you, if you will. Please head upstairs. Her room is at the very end of the hallway. Can't miss it.
Okay. And I head upstairs.
And so the stairs is against the left. Sorry, as you enter, the front desk is in front of you, north. Regan's character, you guys don't know who his name is at. He's behind you guys to the southeast, and the staircase is to your west. You guys head up this staircase to the west, and as you guys make your way up the wooden stairs with a creak at each step, you guys are in another kind of like smaller like waiting room. You know, there's like a potted plant in the corner. There's like a small table. This one just with 2 chairs and like a small bookshelf. Adjacent to that is a hallway, and at the very end of the hallway is a door.
I'll go
Okay.
to the end.
Okay. As you guys walk up, there's several other doors to your left and right. Some of them, most of them, if not all of them, are closed. But as you guys make your way to the end of the hallway, there is a door, and it's currently closed.
I knock.
You knock gently on the door, and you hear a voice come from within. Please, come in.
I come in.
You walk in, and before you, sitting at a desk inside of this room with several bookshelves, several books and parchment papers, ink wells. There's a few skulls here and there of animals, creatures, monsters. You guys aren't too sure of what they are. Behind her, on the mantle, is a very large, what appears to be almost dragon-like skull, just kind of like hanging on the wall, like a trophy almost, it seems. Underneath that, a couple windows, and in front of that is a desk. Currently seated at the desk is a very blue skinned creature. Her hair is kind of slicked back, not that long hair. She kind of has like these 2 horns kind of jutting out from the top of her head. Very smartly dressed. She has like little tiny spectacles at the bottom of her nose. Kind of dressed in not bourgeois, not like bougie, but very smart, tastefully dressed. Currently sitting at the desk in front of you, kind of like listfully going through a book.
Hello. I'm
Yes,
here.
welcome. And she, not even breaking eye contact with the book, she currently has a hand kind of like supporting her. She looks a little annoyed.
I'm here about the incident with the brass lines.
Right, yes, I have heard of the incident. You're the ones who cut into, and at this moment she breaks contact with the book, looks at the two of you for the very first time. You're the one who cut into the contract of the brass lion tooth. Do I have this correct?
You got that right.
Well, we weren't aware of the contract when it attacked us, so we killed it in defense, self-defense.
I understand that, and it is very unfortunate. However, you stole something that was of our property. Are we on the same page when it comes to that? And at this moment, she looks again, looking up at you two, kind of irate, I guess, a little annoyed.
What exactly was it that we stole? The contract completion or something else?
At this moment, she kind of pushes back from her from her desk, stands up, and before you guys, let me see, 1 second, how tall is she?
Dude, that's a really nice symbol.
Okay, 1 second.
Oh, I thought I disconnected.
At this moment, she stands up. She's not. How tall are you again, Bleetov?
5'10".
5'10". So she's definitely shorter than Magnus. Magnus is like huge.
I'm like 6'6".
She's a little slightly shorter than you, Bleetov. A little slightly shorter. But before you again, light blue skin, red dark hair, a little like these 2 horns coming out from the top of her head. Very smartly dressed, and she's beginning to pace in front of you. You stole what belongs to the hunter's pride, and any theft like that is punishable by law, unfortunately. As per the protocols within our guild, we are subject to report you to the proper authorities, where they will probably incarcerate you. However, we can avoid that if you so choose.
And how can we avoid this?
It's very simple. You stole one of our contracts, so now you complete a contract of ours.
And what would this contract be?
Very, very simple. Very simple. We give you a contract to slay a monster. You find that monster and slay it.
I have a question about how this guild operates.
Give me
with the
one sec. I
contracts.
gotta pee again. I'm drinking way too much water. I'll be right
Jesus,
back.
you have diabetes? What is going on
You
here?
sure it's not diabetes?
I'm pretty sure Leon has diabetes. Early onset diabetes.
Bruh. Are we taking the contract?
I'm cool for it. I mean, I trust your
we
judgment.
have a week to get back to the boat. And it'll take us a day to get there because it took us a day to get there.
Look. I am a blind follower. I trust you, blind top. I
We're-
fucking trust you.
Worst case scenario, you guys can take it and we can just leave.
Yeah, I'll just live in Wiham.
Yeah,
I trust you 100%.
no, I'm like, we could just leave Wiham, and what are the odds of them following us?
I mean, I don't want to put a mark on my back. But Kenny already has that. I already have one with because of Kenny.
Hello?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm back. So what were you asking?
So I was gonna ask how the whole contract system works.
It's very simple. Clients give us something they wish to have, perhaps a specific part of a creature, or perhaps they would like a monster slain. Those contracts are given to us in paper form. She actually picks up, as she's walking past her desk, she picks up a rolled piece of paper, long parchment, looks like a scroll almost. These contracts are given to us, and we disperse these contracts within the guild. You complete these contracts, we award you with money.
So they pay you for the contract.
They pay us, and we pay you.
Let's see. Well, how much was that contract that we messed up?
According to this, and she actually thumbs through the book that she's looking through, that particular kill was worth about 500 gold, it seems. A hefty amount. You understand, because they couldn't complete the contract, they A, don't get the gold, and B, well, now they're the customer, the client, will get the parts, however, we don't get the kill. You've essentially stolen what was rightfully ours. So I give you two options. You may either become incarcerated within our city, or you may work for us momentarily.
Well, I'll take a contract.
You might want to speak with your friend over there. He's relatively quiet, and she kind of points to Magnus.
Right, I look at Magnus. Are we gonna take the contract?
Whatever you say, boss, and I elbow him friendly. On your 6, boss.
And the
I'm
moment...
gonna get you guys killed.
Alright, so if you are taking the contract, at this moment she adjusts the spectacles on the bottom of her nose and takes a seat back at her chair, starts thumbing through the book that she was reading. We actually have, if you're unaware, every contract is done with a team of 4. So, at this moment she's thumbing through the book. We actually have 2 contracts here. One for a dragon, the other for a creature that we're not entirely certain of what it is.
Shit, my dragon.
So, my first question to you, and she kind of leans forward, do you have enough party members to accommodate 2 contracts?
Yes.
Okay. And at this moment she kind
So
of...
reluctant.
But
Go ahead.
you said we only need to do one contract.
I did not say only one contract, and she gives a bit of a smirk.
You told me I do a contract for you,
That was...
and then we'll be moving.
my little... You You think you're clever, aren't you? And she gives you a bit of a smile. This time her expression goes from an annoyed to an almost astonished kind of look. 1 second, the music just died. There you go. You stole one of our contracts, so you will complete 2 of ours.
What bullcrap is that?
It's either that or we can contact the authorities and they can sort you out.
You'll never take me alive. Yo, this anime dungeon music though.
Out of character, I'll be honest, I'm still thinking if we actually have 8 people.
We don't.
With Whiskey Jack, it was 8, right?
It was 8.
Yeah.
So we.
And at this moment, you kind of like you kind of like going back and thinking, right?
Yeah.
And she kind of picks up on that. It appears you're worried about something. Are you? Can you not accommodate this 8-man team that I request? Because if you cannot, we have a member of the guild who is available, so to speak. There's a man downstairs, short-haired, light-skinned, a human. Did you see him on the way in?
Oh yes,
He is available for your use if you so choose to bring him with you.
Is there anyone else?
You look like a bitch.
At this moment, he does look a bit like a bitch now. At this moment, she kind of like sits back. Unfortunately, all of our other members are currently busy. The Hunter's Pride, we get quite a handful of contracts nowadays. Things have been getting a little bit more violent in recent years.
Just say normally to 7 people.
Well, it seems we only have 7 in our party.
That's perfect. With the 1 extra we have downstairs, that makes for a total of 8.
Yeah, but he didn't. I wouldn't like him.
Man.
2 weeks, man. 2 weeks.
2 weeks, man. 2 weeks. Give
So,
us 2 weeks. We might have 8 person.
8-man team, 4 cells apiece. Will you be taking these 2 contracts of ours?
Yes.
That is good to hear.
And 1 for free.
When you are all ready,
Yes.
come back to me. Speak to my assistant downstairs, Ghana, and she will bring you to me.
What was the name again?
Ghana.
Ghana.
Hey, I'm from there. Never mind.
What you gonna do, huh?
G-A-N-A, Ghana. Assemble
that-
your 2
that-
teams
that-
and come back to me.
That auto-generated name.
And what would your name be?
My name. Oh,
Yes.
you'll have to excuse my manners. My name is 1 second as I grab her name.
Generator.
1 second. That's a beautiful name.
You'll have to excuse my manners. My name is Agatha Medjugorje. I run the Hunter's Pride here with my husband, Bertio. He's around here somewhere.
Agatha
You're
what?
married?
Agatha
And you're like-
Medjugorje. My
Hey,
husband. I run the
oh.
Hunter's Pride with my husband. He's around here somewhere.
Don't get me
What's the
confused
husband's
with
Bertio.
Andrew's like
Bertio.
really low. What?
Bertio. B-E-R-T-I-O. Bertio.
Okay, got it.
Burst Shield.
Oh, hello? Oh, I lost you guys for a second.
Give me a sec.
Is it me or does Discord sound like shot off for a second?
Yeah, that just happened to me. That was weird.
It happened to me like 3 times. I was like, what's happening?
That was strange.
Uh,
Is there any other questions that you have regarding this deal of ours?
With regards to tracking these creatures,
Oh, that's your job. A bit of a smile kind of like builds on her face.
do we have any idea where they are at least?
The dragon,
General.
we do know the location of the dragon. The second target That one's a bit more interesting. We've been having reports of very violent murders around the city. Your job is to figure out who's doing this and eliminate them. Very simple.
So is the second contract someone in the city?
We would assume. We're not entirely sure. That's your job to find out, not ours.
I want to do that one.
Well,
So I do understand that you said you have 7 people, correct?
yes.
Plus the one we have downstairs makes for a total of 8. Your team of 8 will be split into 2 teams of 4. One will take on our dragon friend, the other will take on our little murderer in the city. Is that reasonable enough for you?
No.
Yes, but I have a question. With regards to the contracts, are we going to get payment for them?
Payment. Since you stole one of ours, I'll think about it. How about that?
It might make it easier to convince the man downstairs if I had something to give him.
He's a different case. He didn't steal from anyone, so worry about yourselves, not him.
So, well, he's going to be involving the people who did steal, so it's not really something that I would personally involve myself with.
Again,
I'm just looking for a reason for him to join us.
he's within my guild here. He follows orders from me. Of course he'll go. And she gives a bit of a, like, kind of reclines in her chair. Kind of like a shit-eating grin, I guess.
Yo, she's fucking him on the side.
Oh.
He's a
We
bitch.
will come back here with everyone then.
Please do. And she kind of reclines in her chair and gives you like a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like nonchalant shoe, kind of like gesture.
Alright, I walk out.
Alright, you walk out. Magnus,
I follow suit.
follow suit. You guys walk down the, you walk out of her office, and you guys are in the hallway of this area.
Sorry, I go downstairs.
Okay, you go downstairs. Before you, again, is the female elf. Again, once again, bored. And in the corner is the same character that you met in the past.
In the corner, please.
I love for them to come in.
Work at the corner.
So for you, Rikin, the 2 characters walk down the steps. Again, a large dragonborn, the other, an elf. You know for a fact that they, like 99.9% went up to talk to Agatha. Yes. So, what would you guys like to do?
Kill
I
him.
walk down and walk up to the man in the corner.
Sure.
How much for a night?
Spare change.
And also, do you take Venmo?
Well, so I don't have much money at the moment.
So, what would you guys like to do?
I say, hello, I have a matter that involves you.
Oh, could this be matter?
How
There's
much
a
for a night?
contract. There's a contract that needs to be done, and we need an eighth person. Well, 2
Like-
contracts.
Like my cheeks flare up, I get a huge smile. I get to go on a contract. You're
Oh,
gonna
these
go,
are
I get to go on a
rejects.
contract.
Yeah, what?
At this moment, Gon in the back is like, woo, and she's like twirling the ink, the feather in the inkwell.
He's a reject.
You know by the way,
That's why.
Rikin, you know that Ghana also wants to go on adventures, but she's stuck to this front desk, which is why she's like annoyed and bored.
What you gotta do, huh?
When they come for you, bad boys.
I'm guessing you're interested in this contract.
Yes, definitely. I don't even care what it is. I would love to go. I don't get I usually don't ever get to go with anyone.
Damn, hyper puppy.
You'll see. And what would your name be? My name is Bluetooth.
My name is Nicholas Bola. Nicobolas Endeavor.
You couldn't have chosen anything better.
Nicholas
Nicobolas.
Vanderbilt?
No, Nicobolas Endeavor.
What happened to filler?
I'll type it.
You can select it as your yeah.
Alright, so you guys exchange greetings. Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
I want to ask. So, are you guys adventurers from outside of Wiham?
Yes, we are here on other matters, but got tied up in something.
What is the world like out there?
Dark.
Looks like shit.
I mean,
It's dark. It's not very pleasant walking around.
Smells like dookie everywhere.
neither is the outskirts of Wiham itself.
Yeah. Well, it really depends where you go. Some places aren't that bad.
All right then.
So-
Then I'll follow you to our contract.
So first we need to get the rest of the party members. Last I saw they were at the Temple of Platinum, so I'm gonna be heading there. If you want, you can come with us, or you can stay here, because we'll be coming back
I will surely
soon.
come. Wouldn't want to stay here any longer than I already have.
Okay,
Alright?
great.
Then I start walking to the Temple of Platinum.
Okay, so the three of you now, begin
Yeah.
walking to the Temple of Platinum. In that meantime, 1 second. Let's see where everyone's at. So, Nico Bolus has joined the party. Up,
Bro, your name sounds like a disease. I'm sorry.
it does. Osas, you are currently asking around people, townsfolk, where is the Bernard True Silver's temple? They all look at you, kind of like shrug and continue about their way. You're currently somewhere in the Lathander's district. What would you like to do?
I'm like, Bernard True Silver, how the hell y'all not know about this?
Damn, Osas turned into a black woman.
Um,
Bernard, True Silver, how y'all don't know about this?
oh my god.
He needs some milk.
This kid, is there no acolyte or no religious people? Oh, okay, actually, different temples would have different kind of clothing,
Sure,
would they, or no?
sure. But again, this district is primarily, the majority of it, they worship. From what you noticed, several different. Give me a religion check, actually.
Okay. Man, my religion check is shit, so this is not gonna help.
With an 8, all you know is that this district worships a god by the name of Lathander. Other than that, you don't really know. Lathander. Lathander.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, what?
So I'm pronouncing it completely wrong. Lathander. So they worship Lathander primarily. You don't see anyone who worships Bernard True Silver around here. Every now and then you see like a different temple that's like for a different deity, but other than that, mostly Lathander. Unfortunately, no Bernard True Silvers. So you're currently in like the thick of this district, the Morningside. What would you like to do?
Honestly, at this point, I kind of give up, and I think that maybe I might run in late if I find to. Like if I look go too far, so
Okay.
I head back to rendezvous with others.
Sure. So you begin heading back to the Temple of Platinum.
Yes, sir.
Next up in the list, Arithmia, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm looking at. Aren't I still in the kitchen? Well, I finished cooking.
You finished, yeah.
Alright. I just wait for my party. I just wait for the party to return.
Where would you like to do this?
I guess outside the temple. I'll say.
Okay. So you walk up, you retrace your steps, walk up the stairs. As you walk up the stairs, you notice that mass is like currently occurring. In the crowd, you see a very large dragonborn, your friend Maximus, who's currently attending that mass. At the very end of this dome, Nibiru is giving off like a speech, talking about Bahamut and Bahamut's teachings and to Bahamut's ways. You also notice Riley and Lady Lionheart in the crowd, just sitting on the floor, kind of listening in. As you walk out, you also see Crush just kind of like wandering out in the plaza.
What a moron. Anyway, I just wait.
I heard that.
I whispered that.
I
Next,
throw a rock at him. Just goes.
you're currently like, so Arithmia, you're at like the top of the stairs to the temple. You see Crush out in the distance, just wandering about like the town's thoroughfare. Crush, as you're walking around, you notice, you know, it seems like mass is in full effect as the flow of people has stopped going into the flow of people going into the Temple of Platinum has like lowered a bit. There are a few late attendees, I guess. And you, a big strong fellow, a person walks up to you actually and looks at you. Oi, are you here for the tournament?
What tournament?
Well, I heard there's a fight going out at the Warforged district. Are you gonna be part of that?
I haven't even heard of this.
You haven't heard of it? You been living under a rock?
Well, I'm kind of new to the city.
Oh, you are. Word on the street is Lash is coming out back and fighting again. Are you perhaps interested? Maybe someone you know is interested. Since you're new, you've probably got friends, right?
I'd like to say so, yes.
Well, if you got any strong friends, bring them over to the Warforged district. You can't miss it. It's a giant park with an arena in the center.
And you said the name was Lash?
Lash, indeed.
Alright, I'll be sure to pass the word on. Thank you.
Again, bring your strong friends. We always like to see a good fight out here. Bring new blood, so to speak.
Will do.
Alright, well, good day to you, sir. And he walks off, kind of like tips his hat as he walks past you. Next up on the list, I think that's it. Yeah, so Osas, eventually you make it to the front of, you walk up to the front of, you actually walk up to the front of the, the Temple of Platinum. Coincidentally, as you walk up, you notice, Bliatov, Magnus, and a new character, one that you haven't seen in the past before. Seems like a human. Short black hair, I believe, with tattoos on his face of like waves.
Oh, who this? I asked.
This is someone that's going to be joining us on an incident that we're now stuck in. I'll tell you more about it when we meet up with everyone else.
Also, Crush, you notice your allies come back with a new member. You've never seen him before.
So I kind of nudged Bliatov. I was like, you couldn't pick any better person to fight. Like,
He was literally the only one.
shit. Well, welcome to the team.
Rican?
Can I say hi?
Yes.
So, a smaller but stout dwarf welcomes you to the team, apparently.
Hello. How tall are you?
Osas is much shorter than you, for sure.
Okay, so he's definitely more shorter than me. Okay, because I'm pretty sure I was gonna say.
Osas is definitely shorter than you.
Are you also an adventurer?
Yeah.
Would you mind telling me of the outside world and what it's like?
Oh, it smells like Yuki. It's terrible.
What the hell is this Dookie you talking about?
I guess the world is not as grand as I think it is.
Oh, also, Arithmaya, now you also see your allies coming up. You see Crush, Osas, Bliatov, Magnus, and a new member, one that you've never seen before.
Look, the gang's who the fuck is that?
This?
So, well, I'm still on top. I go down to meet up with them. And then I ask, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Alright, because literally my Discord just went quiet.
Oh, damn.
Alright.
Oh, this is going to be someone that's going to be helping us with our contracts.
I'm a member of the Hunter's Pride. My name is Nico Bolas.
What did you do?
Hello, mate.
Well, it's more like, what did you do?
What do you mean, what did I do? What did you do?
We got stuck in this situation because you carved it out or something, I'm guessing. Remember that creature that you took the meat out of? I'm pretty sure. It was either the kill or the meat. But we got a problem on our hands. It's either we take these contracts or we go to the authorities to get kicked out of this town like to do.
Crap.
Not to do Boyden.
I remember that Boyden. Fuck whoever caused the problem.
Maximus is in the area, right?
Maximus is not in this immediate area. He's inside listening to mass.
We're gonna
Alright,
need Maximus as well. We have to go back to the Hunter's Pride to do the contracts. Unless you guys want to run and get kicked out of town again.
How many of us are here?
Total of 6.
And who's not here?
Maximus and Riley, who are currently attending mass.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell them about what the guy told me.
You tell your immediate vicinity.
Yes.
Alright, so Crush tells you guys of what appears to be some kind of fight arena in the Warforged district. You guys aren't really sure of the exact details, but it seems like there was a character who's interested in new blood.
Would I happen to know about this?
Yes, you absolutely know about this.
Alright. Can I explain to the party what's happening then? Oh wait, or are they nearby, or is this?
Sure, you can explain to them if you so choose.
Yes, I would like to explain to them. But yeah.
So, your character, Nico Bolas, explains to the party of what is exactly happening. In the Warforged district, there is an arena in the center of a park where warriors fight for people's entertainment. There's not much to do in the city besides, this fighting arena is where they derive one of their sources of entertainment. Unfortunately, the fights have gone stagnant a bit, and someone noticed that you guys were new here, so new blood means new people for what appears to be the reigning champion, which you know of as well, Nicobolas. The reigning champion Lash to fight.
This is Leone.
I say I hear it and I'm like, that sounds fun. And I kind of bash my shield on the ground a little bit.
Sure. You do so. It makes a clattering. That's about it, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, man.
Would anyone else like to do anything?
Kenny,
How to go check on your friends?
Jose.
Safe.
Oh, I can't do anything. I'm sitting in mass.
So for you, Jose, for Maximus, you're currently sitting inside the Temple of Platinum, where Nibiru is giving out his mass, talking about Bahamut's teaching. Speaks about his, or rather, one second. Yeah, so he speaks about the teachings of Bahamut, which include, one second as I look it up. Yeah, so he talks about the overall lawfulness and the just that Bahamut brings, and the ever long struggle he has with Tiamat, the forces of evil, the creeping, the nonchalant, or rather the evils of the world. And he kind of praises the crowd, saying that you are all disciples of Bahamut, so stand strong against the forces of evil, and just continue doing what you're doing, that kind of stuff essentially. In this mass, you notice as well is Riley and Lady Lionheart, who's currently also sitting alongside with you, listening in on the mass. Is there anything else the party would like to do?
Wait, so you said there's a competitive fighting arena in Warforged. Do you know what type of fighting?
Crush?
Is he asking me or is he asking?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Oh no, you kind of just asked. You didn't say who. I didn't ask all that. You just said fight, and I immediately thought of Maximus. But I would think Warforged district, so probably gladiator type style.
This is nice and all, guys, but we need to make matters with the Hunter's Pride, because we have a bigger problem of these there than the whole gladiator fight.
Agreed.
Well, I mean, it's the other team's fault.
It is, but it doesn't seem like they were taking no for an answer.
So what exactly do we have to do?
Well, we have to complete 2 contracts. Contracts are done in teams of 4. Since there's 8 of us, we're going to be splitting up. He's here to be the 8th person who won.
What does each contract cover?
1 covers a dragon, and the other covers something in the city, some kind of mysterious murders in the city.
Ooh, can I got dibs on that one.
I don't know the details, but I'm guessing I will when we get to contracts themselves. Just the
I still
general
got dibs
idea.
on the second one.
Mind if I join the dragon expedition?
Well, we have to figure out who's doing what. Is everyone in the same area right now or no?
You're missing Lady Lionheart, Riley, and Maximus.
You're telling me, well, first we need to get the other three with us. So,
Okay. Well, you have to wait until that mass is over. It'll be kind of rude to interrupt.
So Leon, how long is this mask? Because you said what's his name was out for a couple hours.
Right, that's true. So by the time, as you guys are speaking, eventually the Nibiru does one final group prayer with the people attending mass, and eventually the room chants alongside him, and as soon as the prayer said, everyone begins to slowly get up, kind of like dusting themselves off. Some of them begin to chatter with one another. The rest, or majority of the mass, begins to get up and leave. Kind of like as you guys, oh, almost dropped my mic. As you guys are speaking, suddenly like a wave of people begin to exit from the Temple of Platinum.
well, I guess we have to wait this out.
I'll hide behind someone.
Sure. Eventually, a moment passes, and the flow of people begins to die down. Now it's just a few people left inside the temple. A couple acolytes who are currently cleaning up the area, and Maximus, Riley, and Lady Lionheart are there.
Do they walk out and meet us?
So Maximus, what are you doing?
So sorry guys, but since I don't know you guys are out there, I'm gonna continue going to oh crap, I'm Silver Fang,
Nibiru.
and say it's a good service.
Yes, my child, it was indeed. How may I? Is there anything else? Right, the history of this temple you would like to know? Yes.
Yeah, just briefly if you don't have time, but I'm just interested in how you guys came to be.
You see, this city, it was a city built, one of the oldest ones of civilization. It's actually acquired the moniker of the seed of civilization. It's stood here for who knows how long. It's considered to be the oldest city. However, from the people within my flock, they came here a long time ago, and well, so to speak, we kind of set up shop here, and over time we gathered followers, and we essentially built this temple up, and the rest is really history. There's not much else, really.
What made you leave Draconixia?
We felt as though Draconixia was a place where our teachings... You see, Bahamut prides himself in diplomacy, speaking, and resolving conflicts with words rather than swords. So you see, we didn't really agree with the policies back at home, so we came here. The place, the ground of religions, and he kind of like motions to the temple, and we built this as our home.
Interesting.
Is the crowd like dispersed already?
Yes, pretty much,
Then you walk
completely.
Alright, so I walk in.
So you walk in, Leotov. Before you is Nabir, who's currently speaking to Maximus, and Riley and Lady Lionheart speaking to one another.
I was following Blitzov essentially at
Sure.
that point.
I
Sure.
go up to Riley and Lady Lionheart.
Sure, you go up to them, and they look at you. Oh, Lady Lion kind of pipes up. Oh, you're back. Where we were just listening in on the mass. Where were the rest of you guys?
I went to the Hunter's Pride.
Oh,
for the
right.
matter.
Is that where those four? She begins to like scratch her head, kind of confused. That's where the 4 people came from, right? Those other.
Yeah.
Right. What did you
We have,
learn anything?
Yes, we have an issue.
What
See,
issue would that be?
their contract wasn't fulfilled, and now we're to blame for it. The crime, apparently it's a crime that's punishable very heavily. We probably won't be able to come back to this town if we don't make up for it. The thing that they said was we could complete some contracts, 2 contracts specifically.
2? Why
And,
2?
well, we messed up 1 and they want 2 back.
That doesn't sound fair at all.
No,
Come on.
well, we don't really have a choice unless we want to be kicked out of the city.
Well, so what's gonna happen? What's the plan?
The contracts are, well, we should probably get Maximus. I don't have to explain this twice.
Oh, right. He's speaking to the father Nibiru over there. If you wish, we could interrupt them. This sounds pretty important.
Yeah, I'll go get him quick.
If you will.
So I'll go up to Maximus.
So you walk up to Maximus. You walk up to Nibiru, who's currently filling Maximus in on like the history of the temple, and Nibiru kind of takes notice of you approaching. Oh, yes, my child. Is there anything I can? And he kind of looks at you. Maximus looks at Bliatov. Is there something that disturbs you?
I have a question. How much do you know about the Hunter's Pride?
The Hunter's Pride. Well, the Hunter's Pride is an organization within Wiham that they slay monsters to keep us safe. Well, at least that's what they say.
Do you know about what happens if a contract can't get fulfilled?
I'm not entirely sure. I don't work with the guild personally.
Well, if you don't know, that's fine. But I'm gonna need Maximus for something regarding that.
That is, if you do you mind, Maximus? And he kind of like looks at you, Maximus. Nibiru looks at you.
Oh, we can continue this later. I apologize.
Absolutely.
And
yes.
I stick my hand out and das trut aku.
And he kind of looks surprised at you, kind of, and reciprocates, looking a little. Yeah, it's something that he hasn't heard in a while. Das trut aku, my child. Go, let
cool
Bahamut
handshake.
guide you.
I know, I'm just standing like, cool handshake.
And I follow, and I excuse myself and follow Bliatov.
You excuse yourself, and you see Nibiru do like a slight bow, and kind of gestures you. Go, let Bahamut guide you.
Before walking away.
Sure. So you guys
You
walk
what?
away now. Go ahead.
What did Bliatov say? I didn't hear.
I do the same thing. I do like the little bow and walk away.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
So you pull Maximus, and then you now have Riley, Osas, Maximus, and Lady Lionheart. You guys are still in the temple though of Platinum, unless you guys would like to relocate.
You can go outside and meet the rest of them. They're waiting out there.
Sure. You guys do so. You meet up. You are now a full party of 9.
9.
9. So the 7 of you plus Nicobolas plus Lady Lionheart.
There was 7?
7? No, there were 6 of them.
I'm
That's
sorry.
counting Whiskey Jack.
Riley,
Lady Lionheart.
Zacky's quote unquote here.
Oh, okay, I see.
So what would you guys like to do?
Oh,
So what's this about?
you remember the whole incident outside of the walls, right? Where
Yeah,
they
with
took
the
their
sketchy
car
lion
and-
people.
Yes. Well, turns out, because their contract can't be completed, we have to make up for it. Because we took their contract.
Okay.
And I
There's-
kind of like Osas kind of says that, but it wasn't our fault. The thing was attacking us. I don't understand.
Yeah, is there? If we were defending ourselves. Is that not? Lady Lionheart kind of looks a little bit confused. Is there not anything we can do about that?
No, because they've told me at the very least that taking someone's quarry like we did is a crime punishable to incarceration.
Well, we are in a foreign land, and as guests, we should follow their customs. But this seems strange to me. However, it's unfortunate. Captain
Seems
Charles
strange to
Marlowe
me.
stated that we have a week to. It's been one day, so whatever
Yes.
business we have to do here, let's complete it within the week and head back as soon as possible.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 contracts. One involves a dragon, and the other one involves someone in the city.
Now,
that I've yet
hold
to
on,
find.
a dragon? Lady Lionheart kind of... a dragon?
Yes.
Did they say how old the dragon, or like how
No.
powerful?
I don't know the details of the contract because I haven't accepted it yet. I just know the general details.
Sounds like...
Things like that.
So will it be the 8 of us facing, or rather, Lady Lionheart looks at this new member. Will it be the 9 of us fighting this dragon? I feel confident with 9 of us. We can do it with 9.
Well, the contracts have to be in groups of 4, so it's going to be only 4 and 4. I thought that there were 7 of us, so I took him along, but I miscounted.
Well, it is nice to meet you, and she kind of offers a handshake to you, Nicobolas. I am Lady Lionheart of Alden. I am the heiress to the throne. It is... But if you could please keep that on the, you know... She kind of, like, gestures, like, you know, like a low gesture.
On the down low.
Keep it on the DL, you know what I'm saying? Regan, you there?
Yes.
So, Lady Lionheart introduces herself as the heiress, the princess, to the kingdom of Lionheart.
I thought it was just fairy tales. Never seen one before. Pleased to meet you, Your Highness.
Okay.
Bolus.
It is nice to meet you, Nicobolas. I look forward to
Shit.
working with you.
Hello? Sorry, Discord literally just went blank on me.
She reciprocates and says it would be... She looks forward to working with you, that's it.
Yay.
Now, about this, we have a team of 9 here. How... This cells of 4, how are we going to do this?
Wait,
Well-
hold up. If it's just teams of 4, they wouldn't know unless we actually get the kill, right?
Well, I'm not entirely sure how this contract thing works and whatnot, but we have to go back there anyway. So any questions you have, we'll probably be able to ask. Well,
How do contracts work? Would happen to know that?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
I'd like to explain to the party how contracts work.
you explain to the party how contracts work. Again, a client gives an item that belongs to a creature, like let's say a dragon's horn or dragon's heart, or they specify something that needs to be slain. In this case, you guys know that a dragon is being slain for parts, or maybe for parts. However, the second contract, you know for a fact, someone ordered this entity that's been murdering people around the city. You know of these murders as well, by the way, Regan or Nicobolas.
Yes.
Someone has ordered this creature to be slain, whoever it is. So to complete the contract, a killing blow is need to be made with a weapon that's supplied. You know this, Nicobolas. Upon completing the contract, the people who complete the contract is rewarded with gold. That's about it.
so why does it have to be parties of 4?
So, Nicobolas, give me a history check. Let's see if you remember why it's parties for.
Remember the thing about that.
Oh yeah, give me a history check with disadvantage.
Yeah.
With a history check of 8, you attempt to remember, and you start to feel the pangs of what appears to be like a slight headache, and you just completely stop trying to remember why. It's teams of
Sorry,
4.
I can't really recall why it is 4 again.
Let's see. Well, we have 9 people here. We only need 8, so one of us can sit out.
Lady Lionheart looks around. Well, I can perhaps sit this one out if you so choose. And she looks at the party.
Yeah, it'd probably be better if the princess didn't die on this trip. Safer you were, probably the better.
Unfortunately, I agree. I've been wanting to for some combat, but it would seem like the smart choice.
Well, the Crush is also an idiot, so maybe we don't want him.
Now, no need for such harsh words. And she kind of like pats Crush, like like a there kind of motion.
In any case, we should head on over to the Hunter's Pride so that we can get this sorted. The faster you get this done, the better, because we only have a week.
if you guys want me to sit out, I'll stay here at the Temple of Platinum.
Okay.
Perhaps we can learn more from this temple. And she looks back at the temple, whose doors are currently open with a mural kind of on top. If you guys wouldn't mind, I can stay here.
You're free to do as you wish.
Well, I wish you all good luck, and please, she looks at the party, and especially at Riley, who's currently like in civilian mode, her arms outstretched. Please do come back. I need you all, safe and sound. And she gives a bit of a nod and begins stepping inwards towards the temple, inside the temple. So it's now the 8 of you.
Alright.
Well, Riley, you've been mad quiet all day today.
Again, like Riley is like in civilian mode right now.
She's like AFK right now. Let's head on over to the Hunter's Pride then.
I've been talking to my computer on mute the whole time.
Wow.
Thinking you guys are ignoring me purposely. What was the girl's name?
Who?
We do that regardless.
The lady who just walked in. What was her name?
Lady Lionheart?
Oh, that was Lady Lionheart. Oh, I thought it was.
My
It
God.
cut out. See, it cut out, and then it was muted, and then I was talking,
Yeah.
and nobody listened, and I felt really alone, and I was like, what the hell's going on?
Oh my god.
You guys scared me.
Oh, I'm so glad that was recorded.
Magnus, who seems to have been in a daze, suddenly kind of comes to life.
I'm talking, and I'm what's going on? What the heck? And it didn't say mute, but then all of a sudden it hiccuped and muted, and I was like, what the fuck?
You're right now?
Guys, I know I'm a big man, but I'm a scared little boy on the inside, okay? I have
Alright.
feelings too.
Are you
Is that
okay?
all you had to say?
I'm okay. I'm okay, Jose. I'm okay.
Alright, so you guys are at the top of the stairs that leads towards the Temple of Platinum. What would you guys like to do?
I say
Don't
we
fall-
go
don't
start
fall
going
down
to
the
Hunter's
stairs.
Pride.
Okay. You guys start to move northward as a team of 8 towards Hunter's Pride with the help of Nicobolus, who knows the area. It's very easy to find. Eventually you guys walk up to the very strong kind of stone structured Hunter's Pride, which belongs to Tempest's district. You guys find yourself at the entrance where Ghana, the elf, is currently still playing with that feather in the inkwell, very, very bored. And she, again, same monotone voice, welcome to the Hunter's Pride.
Hello, I'm here about the...
Oh, it's you,
contracts
Lord.
from before.
Is there a reason why you brought a platoon with you? And she looks at the very full,
Well,
entrance room of...
well, there are 2 contracts and 8 of us, so...
It's understandable. If you will, please make your way up to Agatha's room. The mistress will see you.
I'll bring your souvenir, Ghana, once I'm back.
Oh, please don't.
Alright, I head up.
She knows for a fact that you are getting a contract, and she looks... Give me an insight check, Nicobolus.
Hello? Hello?
Give me an insight check, Nicobolus.
Alright. Literally went silent again, so I wasn't sure. Okay, there we go.
With the 17, you know for a fact that Ghana is 100% envious of you right now.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
She wants a contract. You're living her dream right now, essentially.
I'm also living my dream.
So you guys eventually...
Hey,
Go ahead.
oh, this is gonna be a joke. So I was like, hey, Bleatov, is there any way we can get this girl instead of
No!
this? What would you say your name was again?
Nico Bolus.
Are you talking to the girl or Rikin's character?
No, Rikin's character.
Okay.
Can I call you Nico?
Nico! As long as I get to say in the contract, yes.
Alright, I guess, alright, let's just keep going. He's a little too excited for me.
So you guys,
I walk up.
walk up in a single file line. This area definitely, this walkway definitely can accommodate you guys shoulder to shoulder. You guys walk up, and eventually, Bleatov, do you knock on her door again?
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So you knock on Agatha's door, and again you hear that voice from within. Come in.
Do I come in?
So you come in and you guys essentially like, so is it just you, Bleetop, going in the room? How you guys doing this?
Well, I'm going in.
I'm joining too. Like if it's a contract.
Yo, squat up.
I'm here too.
All right, so you guys slowly and surely walk into the room of the office. There's definitely enough space to accommodate all 8 of you, but a little bit of a tight fit since it is a relatively small office at the end of a hallway. Agatha kind of she's again peering through her book, just like writing here and there and just going through the papers again.
We're marching like oh.
She looks up from her book and looks at you, Bleetop. So I see you've brought your team with you.
Yes.
Have you decided who's going where?
Well, I wanted more information on these contracts.
So,
what exactly do we need to do with this dragon?
she opens up a drawer and she begins to sift through what appears to be paper. You can hear like the shuffling of paper, the clinging of glass vials. Eventually she pulls out 2 scrolls and while leaning on the desk kind of offers it to the party without getting up from her seat. These are the 2 contracts that you will be tackling.
I take them.
You take both of them. You have 2 rolled up scrolls in your possession.
And I open the one in my right hand.
You open up the one in your right hand. As you unfurl it, you notice that there's a seal on the right hand corner with like a slight bit of a ribbon coming out. It bears the seal of the Hunter's Pride. You go through the scroll and you know just peeking through several keywords here and there. You see what appears to be a client requesting pieces of a white dragon. You notice that there's like several very boring, very arduous kind of like terms and Greek, like it's like the terms of services of like something that you're signing up for. It's very boring, but you do like cherry pick through the scroll, and eventually you come up to the part. What are you looking for exactly?
The details of what they want.
So
she said that they know where the dragon is.
So the client wants pieces of a dragon. They want 10 white dragon teeth, 1 dragon's heart, 2 dragon's horns, and 3 dragon's talons. 3 dragon's talons and 20 white dragon scales.
Here, just take a white dragon. Never mind.
What was it again? The list?
So what did I say again? I should have wrote that down
type
myself.
The list up?
3 teeth, 1
3
heart,
talons.
20 scales, 3.
3 teeth, 1 heart.
No, was it 2 horns? Someone write this down. 2 horns,
Okay.
1 heart.
1 heart.
I think I said.
3
Let's just say
dragon talons.
3 dragon
1
talons.
dragon scales.
And what did I say? 10 dragon scales?
You said 20.
20? Yeah, 20. Okay, that's fair.
What is talons? I'm sorry.
Like the claws.
Okay.
And 3 teeth, right?
And 3 teeth. I think 3 teeth. Let's make
Yes.
it 10.
10 teeth. Okay. It does have a lot.
That's
of
10.
10 teeth? Okay.
10 teeth.
Teeth.
So that is what the client wants. Also, you peer through the contract and you cherry pick again that information about rewards only being given out if the party is capable of landing the killing blow on a marked weapon.
So I ask, what kind of weapon are these marked weapons?
We have several. You may choose one of your choice. She picks up one. She starts going through her desk. She picks out 1 arrow. This arrow has like several kind of like swirling markings that lead down the middle shaft of the arrow. This is one of the tools that you may use to complete the contract if you so wish. A marked arrow. Or if you so choose, she puts down the arrow, pulls out a knife. A knife similar to the one that you saw, Bleetov, that was pulled out of that human, the adventurer, part of the brass lion tooth. It has several different like etchings and markings along the metallic flat side of the blade. If you so choose, you may use this instead. She puts it down on the table. We also have several. I believe we have a long sword in the back room, but you may so choose what your marked weapon will be. Every team gets one of these, by the way. So, you may decide who will go on what and what weapon you will bring.
Alright. If you want city, type 1 in chat. If you want dragon, type 2 in chat.
Here's the thing. I don't know what Nicobolus, like what kind of fighter Nicobolus is, right?
I have to explain that to the party in a hushed tone.
Okay, because the thing is that I am one of the few spellcaster in the group.
Exactly the same.
So that's why we need to be distributed if given that Nicobolus is a spellcaster.
No, Leon just has to scale differently.
Also, can't really use any of my abilities inside the city.
Why?
Let's just say that
Unholy abilities.
it's looked down upon.
Just looked down upon.
Yes.
This is a holy city. They hate arcanes, magics.
Perhaps you would like to discuss this outside my office. I have pressing matters.
Yes.
Agatha kind of pipes in, looks a little bit irate. You see that original expression, Blatov and Magnus. I would like to know who takes what contract and what weapon. You can discuss all of this outside my office, if you will.
Okay, and then you exit the office.
You exit the office?
Exit the office to discuss. Yeah.
Discuss, yeah.
So you all exit the office to discuss. You're currently in the hallway. Can't really accommodate you guys. It's kind of tight.
This moves a less
On a
tight
place
area.
that's not tight.
Okay. So you guys walk down, and you guys are in the front entrance lobby room, where Gon is there, just playing again with that feather. She looks bored out of her mind. It's more spacious here, but still, there's a lot of you guys.
Alright. So, who's doing which contract? For the city contract, I want to see what they want from it.
I mean, technically speaking, couldn't we just get out of here?
Then I'll come back to the city ever again. I don't know about you, but that Boyden incident, I'm trying to avoid it again.
Leotov, is there a mention of time limits on any of those contracts?
Do I still have the contracts with me?
Yes, you do.
I check the contracts for
You
time.
check the contract for any time limits. You peer through. Give me just like a general investigation check. Natural 1. You attempt to look
still a
through
7.
the contract. With a 7, it takes you a little bit longer. You get a little lost in the fine print of the contract, but eventually through the fine print, you eventually find the grace periods of the contract. You see that the dragon contract is due within 3 days. The city contract is due within 1, or rather, about 1 and some change.
What does the city contract require?
You read through the contract that requires the slaying of this murderer. It doesn't really say who the murderer is or what the murderer is because no one knows. However, it does say that the murder needs to be eliminated, and proof needs to be given. So you can't just slay an old lady and say the old lady was the murderer.
Damn.
What? well,
I'm still taking that one.
here's
So
the thing.
again, the dragon contract is due in 3 days, give or take. And I'll say, yeah. So the city one's due within a day and some change.
All right. Well, let me ask let me ask Nicobolus.
Yes.
When you accept a contract, does the time limit start from that point on, or the moment the contract's given to us?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So you're gonna explain to him, Nicobolus?
Yeah, I'll explain to him.
So Nicobolus explains to you that each contract is already active. Each one has time limit on it already. So these are two contracts that no one wants to take, it seems.
It's one day.
And where's the dragon located?
The contract doesn't mention where.
I thought she said that they know where the dragon's located.
The contract itself doesn't explicitly say.
Okay, so I have to ask.
I would like to recall where dragons might be in this land.
Give me a... Man, that's another history check with a disadvantage, yeah.
Yeah.
You attempt to remember where the dragons are, if there are any. With a 5, you start to try to remember and you start getting a little bit of migraine. This is your second offense, so it's starting to hurt a little bit more.
Yeah.
Not sure. With a 5.
Is it like visible that he's getting migraines?
Yeah, yes.
I see that, I'm like, are you alright?
Just a little side effect of something of a sickness I've had.
Xanax.
So what exactly can you do?
I can cast arcane magics that usually have to do with making people slower, faster, bigger, smaller, or getting from one place to another. It's a far in an instant.
So utility-based spells.
Yes, I have a small control of space time, you could say, in a bit.
That sounds awesome.
Well, let's ask about the murder. Well, here's the thing about the murder. It's doing one day.
I'm gonna be taking the city one because I think I'll be better at tracking.
I mean, I could track if the murders happen at nighttime. I'll probably be able to sneak around at night.
So are you taking the city as well?
Yeah.
Just a heads up, I think we need at least one person who knows how to track and stuff like that coming with us to track the dragon.
Alright, so I'll go with the dragon then.
Go with Crush.
Okay, Crush.
I can take the city, if anything.
Okay.
Yeah, we need a healer. Oh wait, Osas. I think you're better off fighting the dragon with them. You're much more defensive. Dragons are much more dangerous than a human.
Okay.
So I guess that's the dragon team and everyone else is...
So
Wait, I gotta go on dragon. I
So
can't do
the
anything
dragon
to save
team consists of Nicobolus, Maximus, Crush, and Osas. These the Murderer City team consists of Bliatov, Riley, Magnus, and Arithmia. Is this correct?
Yes.
Yes.
What?
Any objections? Does anyone really not want to do the one I do?
Alright, no objections?
No objections. No.
I'll hand Osas the dragon contract.
Okay, Osas, you receive the parchment which has been rolled up neatly and it's given to you, Osas. Osas?
Then
That's it.
Also-
Mr. Mamnoon,
Got it.
paging Mr. Mamnoon.
Probably went to the bathroom.
Okay.
Okay.
What else? Is there anything else the party would like to do?
He had to go to the poo-poo.
I asked Riley, Arithmia, and Magnus if there's any other information they need to know about the city contract.
Riley is currently in civilian mode, just like her arms outstretched to her
But I
sides,
still ask.
and there's like a blank expression on her face.
I also asked the brick wall.
It's no response, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Magnus, Arithmia, anything?
Well, as far as the murder is concerned, do we know like who were the victims of the past murders?
Does the contract say anything about that?
You read through the contract, and it doesn't explicitly give any like hints. Again, as per what Agatha said, that's your job.
Alright. I think
So it's literally just
It's literally,
Some
it's like the
proof.
it's literally the terms and conditions, bro.
damn ULA, bro.
It's essentially the EULA.
alright. Well,
The end user license agreement.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, let's go accept this contract then. Don't have much time to spare.
Okay. So I'm assuming that you guys all head up towards Agatha's office once again. This time the door is slightly ajar. Yeah.
I still knock.
Okay, you still knock, respectfully so, and you hear the voice of Agatha. Please come in.
Now I come in.
You see her. This time she's expecting you. Her hands are kind of folded in front of her on the desk. So, have you made up your mind?
Yes.
Now,
For
who's
We
going
reject. No,
where?
just kidding.
the city contract, I'll be going with Magnus, and I point to Magnus. I point to Maya, and I point to Ryla.
Okay, and I'm assuming the rest is going to fight off our dragon friend.
Yes.
Just
Okay, now have you decided what marked weapon you guys will bring?
I would prefer a dagger for the city.
Okay, she kind of she already has the dagger on the desk, and she kind of just puts it further out on the desk towards you. And for your group, and she looks at the other group. So, Blitzhob, add one marked dagger. One marked dagger to your inventory. So she offered you a dagger and an arrow.
I guess we'll take the arrow.
And she, there's already an arrow on her desk, so she just takes the arrow and kind of pushes it.
Also longsword.
There was a longsword, but she doesn't seem like she has it on hand, unfortunately.
Yeah, Crush, that's all you.
So, she passes you the... Go ahead.
sorry. Is it only one arrow that she's giving
It's
us?
one arrow.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
You want to make sure that you hit this killing blow.
Oh, crap. I asked, isn't there any other arrows or like any other weapon, melee weapon that doesn't just, gets wasted if we just shoot it?
Wait, who has the arrow?
Currently I do.
It's currently
Is it
Crush
group?
has it.
And that's is that the dragon group or the?
Dragon.
Dragon group.
Okay, never mind, because I was gonna say something else.
Is there any other thing that we can take besides this?
She kind
Yeah,
of like reclines back into her chair. Unfortunately, the other groups have the other weaponry that are marked. It's difficult in this city to create these magical weaponries. As you may or may not have noticed, magic is outlawed in this city. So
I just
you'll have
realized
to take what you can get, unfortunately.
Leon speaking right now out of character.
Sure.
Are you going by the 5th edition rules of combat where after an enemy drops below their health,
You can
they're on
declare it
unconscious,
non-lethal. Yes.
and you have to declare.
You have to declare non-lethal.
Got it. Just declare non-lethal. They're re-attacking.
Yep, there we go.
You guys see her? She's kind of like leaning with one arm on her chair now. Is there any other questions I may ask of you, my hunters?
Just one question. Why is it in teams of 4?
You see her kind of like... Excuse me. You see her kind of like reclining in her chair. Well, you see, we get a lot of contracts nowadays, so in order to get these contracts complete, we have to break up our larger teams into smaller teams of 4. This also allows for better team agility, lets you hit more restrictive areas, so to speak. Also, she kind of leans in, the pay is a little better if you're split up into smaller groups now, isn't it?
I see. Well,
Is there any other questions I may answer for you, my hunters? She has a
About
bit of
the
a sly
dragon.
grin.
about the dragon.
The dragon, we have reports of where the dragon was. You'll have to head eastward. Somewhere out in the east, in the forest, we have reports of a dragon circling overhead. You're probably going to want to start there, perhaps. You can also ask around, maybe more information is to be had around. But other than that, the rest is your job.
What about the city? Is there any information you could tell us about that?
Again, that is your job.
So nothing. Got it.
All we know is the dragon's out towards east. That's where you want to look.
And all we know is that it's inside the city.
For the city
other
contract, we don't really have much information. All we know is that we have several victims who were butchered, not with sword or arrows, but something more feral, I guess. You'll have to ask around for that one as well. My information is a bit limited from here. unfortunately.
Okay.
Now, is there anything else I may relinquish unto you?
I look at the party. Anything?
No. Actually,
Nah.
you know, just throwing it out there. Do you by any chance happen to know where the temple of True Silver is?
No.
Okay. All right. That'll be it.
Do you know where we can buy health potions and whatnot?
Unfortunately, stuff like that is outlawed in the city. However, we might have a stock available. Ask Ghana.
Thank you.
Do I just ask Ghana?
Will that be all? I have some matters to attend to.
Well, I also know about potion stocks that's going to tax
Again,
the
you
week.
know that the city outlaws magic. Unfortunately, potions
No, I
and
mean
stuff like that.
inside the Hunter's Pride.
Inside the Hunter's Pride, there are several people who practice alchemy, and their stock is available for sale with at the front.
So, Nico,
Yes.
are we walking out?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
walking out.
Sure, you
Yeah,
guys are
so-
exiting.
As we're walking out, can I ask Nico, do you get some sort of employee discount?
Maybe others do, but I'm not that well liked here around.
Especially with Ghana's disposition towards you, Nicopolis. That's an iffy.
Okay.
Arcane users like me are kind of despised.
So I don't know if this is this is out of character. Does Nico Bolas look like really young?
Yeah, I'm very young.
Okay.
Depends if you consider it 20.
Oh, it's not good. No, I thought you were like 12. So okay. All right, never mind then. Keep going.
So, what would the party like to do at this moment?
Battle plan?
Would you do you guys want to buy the health potions?
Didn't they say it was
Probably,
outlawed?
I don't need it, but probably definitely would be a good idea, just in case.
Also, Osas, I'm gonna need you to hold my purse again.
Okay.
All
So,
right, thanks.
do I take it now or?
Yeah, I don't have anything in there that I need right now.
With you.
Okay. So,
Yeah, so you can take it now.
so
Okay.
Maximus
So-
hands off Vinny to Osas. Okay. There you go.
All right.
Anything else you guys would like to do?
Nope. I just say hi to Vinny. You're like, hey man.
Hey, Don, what's going on, boss? Exactly where
Don.
are we again? What is this place?
What is this place? It's a very holy city.
And
It's a
I
god,
put,
if you
he said
ask me.
Osas. Wait, I forgot one thing I put in there, and I put my backup glaive inside of Vinny.
Sure. So -1 glaive. I'll toss it in there.
All right, thanks.
There you go. Okay.
I was like, why am I still encumbered? I forgot I still had that glaive.
So, anything else the party would like to do at this moment?
I close up the bag and I say, fucking jackass.
As we go down, I ask Gara about the victims and where they happened and where I can get information about it.
Ghana, who's down there? Let's see if she knows. She rolled a 10. There's not really much to say, really. The people who were slaughtered out in the street. Just apparently, according to the coroner's report, there were means that were not. There were more natural means, I guess. But that's all I know.
Natural means? What do you mean?
Sort of like
do you know,
a
where can we
creature.
find the report?
I'm sorry.
Is there a place that we can find the report, like what happened?
You can speak to the coroner. Coroner.
Coroner?
Corner.
Yeah, coroner. Yeah, coroner. You can speak to the coroner in the Kalemvor's district.
Where exactly is that district?
It's the one to the southeast.
Okay.
It's the one that looks all dark and mysterious.
Sounds appealing.
Telling me.
And there we go. Guys, look at the party. Well, we have somewhere to go.
I guess we head out, right?
Real quick, I just wanna. I heard that you also sell health potions. I was wondering if we
Alright,
could
health
buy.
potions. Just one moment, please. And she kind of steps out into the back room, and a moment passes, another moment passes, and eventually she comes out with what appears to be like a very basic alchemical set with several vials that are corked up with several. They currently have that reddish hue that you guys are very, very familiar with. These are health potions. Alright, I have a set of 12 health potions here and one greater potion of healing. If anyone would like to purchase them, you may.
How much are the potions?
And for you, well, since you all are, and she does like air quotes, members of the guild, I'll sell the health potions to you all at 40 gold pieces. And the greater potion of healing, I think, how much was that again?
50, I think, right?
1 second.
Roll that persuasion. Oh, it's awesome.
I know, right?
How much?
Like 100 and something.
I think the last time I remember it was 55.
I think it was 5 gold, you know?
Yeah.
It was like, it
For
was
the
two copper.
greater potion of healing, it'll be 135 gold pieces.
There you go. Use that 23.
I tried, man.
How much? Oh, this for Leon. How much plat is gold again?
Rules of 10.
10,
Rules of 10.
Okay.
10 gold for 1 plat.
So 2 potions of healing would be 8 plat, right?
2 potions of healing, 8 plat, yes.
Alright, so I'm gonna get 2 potions of healing.
Alright, sure.
And
You relinquish
plat.
2. You relinquish. What was it, 8 plat?
Yeah.
You relinquish 8 plat. You receive 2 potions of healing.
I'll do the same.
Alright, sure. 2 potions of healing,
Yeah.
minus 8 plat.
You know what? For backup, I'll take 2.
Okay, so again, minus
but I
8.
use gold.
Oh, sure. Minus 80 gold, plus 2 potions of healing.
Okay.
So she said she had 12. You guys just took 6. So she has 6 left.
6.
2, 4, 6. Yeah, it's 6.
6.
Anyone else? Would anyone else like to purchase these potions?
It's just health potions.
I said. So she currently has 6 health potions, and how many graders did I say she had?
1.
Just 1. Okay, yeah, sure. 1 greater healing potion.
You know what? I'm gonna take 1 more.
Sure. So minus 4
Another 4.
platinum pieces, you get 1 more potion of healing. So she's at 5 potions of healing now.
Does she have anything else?
How much was the
Unfortunately,
greater
no.
in
The
platinum?
alchemy
Was
that
it
we do
bag
here
of
is
holding
very
is how-
limited.
How much?
For the greater potion of healing, I have 1 in stock, and it's currently at 135 gold pieces.
What did you
Which
say,
is-
Nelson?
14 platinum.
Bag of holding. Wait.
A 14
13.
platinum, I can give you the change.
Maybe I got.
So are you buying it? Yes or no?
Yeah, I'll buy it.
So minus 14 plat, plus 5 gold, and plus 1 greater potion of healing.
174. No, 570. Ah, fuck. That's the wrong gold. Alright. and
I
then
currently
times
have
4.
5 potions of healing here. If anyone would like to purchase the rest, you may.
Aside from potions, any magical items that you guys sell by any chance?
Again, unfortunately, magic is not really allowed in the city. It's a miracle that they allow us to make potions to begin with. So the answer is no.
Oh, okay.
Will that be all?
Okay. I'm good.
Me too.
So at this moment, she takes her basic alchemical set, picks it up, and walks out to the back room. A moment passes, and she returns, empty-handed this time, and sits back down on the stool, and she just leans on the counter, looking really bored. Will that be all?
Yeah.
Well,
I think so.
All right, let's go kill a dragon.
Yay.
okay, so at this very moment, you guys begin to exit from the Hunter's Pride in your two 4-man cell teams, and I think this is a good place to leave off our session.
So who has the contract again? Like, are we carrying it?
Osas,
in
you're
our hands?
carrying the dragon contract. Blitov is carrying the city contract.
Dragon.
Alright, any other questions before we?
What? I don't think I have the card.
There's no
There's no card.
card.
There's no
Oh,
card.
there's no card. Like, there's no detailed information about.
No, it's just it's like
terms and services.
terms of services. UELA.
Okay.
It's like it's Hunter's Pride is not liable for any murders, injuries, or anything that may occur to you on your mission.
If you experience
Except
nausea,
Except if you're
It's like the Safari Zone, but for adults.
essentially, yeah. So
if you
I think
are allergic to adult onset diabetes, please say no.
so I think this is a good place to leave off our session. So let me just go ahead and kill the recording. We will see you guys next week on the next episode of Leon Friends D&D 5e. So bada
Damn,
boom,
this
bada
is a
boom.
short one.